Google just had their biggest AI and hardware event of the year. They released new watches, new phones, new earbuds, but actually the majority of the releases and the majority of the time during the keynote was spent on AI and all of their new features coming out. For the last 12 months, Google has played a game of relentless catch-up against OpenAI to try to gain the market dominance back and also gain the users back, because a lot of people have left Google services for ChatGPT and other things that OpenAI is offering. And there's been a big sentiment that Google is falling behind and that they've lost their edge. So today was a really big day and they're cementing their dominance in the race, starting with Gemini Live. So this is Google's flagship conversational AI. They showcased it a little bit at Google I/O, but they showed it more today, and they've added 10 different voices for the AI language models.
Here's one of the voices I have.
Here's another voice I can use. You can pick me now and always make a change later in settings.
Or maybe you'd like to listen to a voice like this.
That actually sound very real. I really hope that we're not living in a world where all these tech companies are trying to get us to the movie Her. Like, that movie was a dystopian for a reason. But I think that having a conversational AI just increases the ability to learn new things. Like, I personally learn a lot through interviews and conversations, and Gemini Live replicates that scenario.
How can I help you today?
Well, my niece and nephew are coming over this weekend, and I need a few ideas for something fun and educational we could do together.
That sounds like a fantastic idea. How about doing a classic science experiment, like making a homemade volcano?
So you can ask it questions, but then you can also actually interrupt it mid-conversation. And they've also integrated the ability to use a camera here. So for example, if Gemini Live was helping with calculus homework, you could pull out your camera and show it the actual problem versus describing it. I think that that is a huge feature and very cool. They struggled a little bit in the demo. Live demos are so stressful. I always feel like secondhand stress for the presenters.
Nope. Looks like they're not with us. All right. Let me try that one more time on another device.
But I think there's a lot of potential here, and it's going to start rolling out immediately on Google phones and then slowly to Samsung and other OEMs. Speaking of phones, the next announcement was around Gemini Assistant. So for many years, Pixel phones have used Google Assistant as the main interface, but they're slowly phasing the phones to Gemini Assistant, which is a smarter assistant based on AI. But while it's smarter for complex things, it definitely is missing certain basic things that regular assistant can do. So hopefully they'll start to integrate that as they roll out these bigger features. Some of the bigger features are the ability for the phone to use multiple apps in conjunction with each other. So for example, you could take a photo of a tour poster that has dates of when a musician is going on tour, and you can ask Gemini if it can check your calendar to see which dates would work the best for you. Another example of two apps working together would be like watching a YouTube video that has a lot of recipes in it, and then asking Gemini to create a list of all the different food in the video.
Create a list of the foods she eats in this video. So here, Gemini is connecting with YouTube to find relevant information from the video's captions. And look, just like that, I have a scavenger hunt.
In order for Gemini to do this, it actually pulls the YouTube transcript, and this is why I think that Google can gain such an edge so quickly. OpenAI and Anthropic and all these other AI companies don't have the direct implementation with Google Suite like Google does. So Google can easily create AI that works in Google Calendar, in Gmail, in text messaging, on YouTube. The possibilities are kind of endless, and it can really quickly become like a productivity machine as they keep expanding it. And today was a really big day in that expansion happening. If you were in Gmail and your personal trainer sent you a message, you could ask Gemini to create a workout routine based off of that, or you could ask Gemini to create a bio for you based off of your resume that's stored in Google Drive. Or let's say that in your friend group there are a lot of people with varying levels of allergies. You could store all of that information in Google Keep, and then when you ask for restaurant recommendations, Gemini can remember what people can and cannot eat and give you a tailored list based off of that. That is so sick. Now, Gemini and all AI still have hallucination problems that are pretty bad, and so when you ask it for information, it's not like you just take that information at face value and run with it. There still needs to be some sort of vetting process. I've actually implemented a lot of AI now into my daily life, but if I get information from it, I then go to a secondary source and just make sure that it's true. Then we have Gemini Nano, which is AI that happens directly on device. So this is a type of AI that would be practical for the phone call assist. So phone call assist is the phone's ability to now record a phone call and then give you a transcript in post, and also the ability to search in post. So let's say that you have like an hour-long conversation with your doctor. If they consent to your using this feature, you could record the hour-long conversation, or you can use it for remembering niche information later. Pixel screenshots can be used for the same use case. If you're like me and you take endless screenshots but then find them very hard to parse, this could potentially be a great feature. It will not only go through all of the screenshots and remember different things about them, but it will also actually remember where you initially took the screenshot. So let's say that you screenshot a gift that you want to buy your girlfriend. When you go back to that photo, you can actually click and get back to the original link so you can make the purchase. And this brings us into this broader question of how much do we trust Google and all of these companies to have this much data on us? Because it feels like while we get more and more utility, we give up more and more of our privacy. And what's the limit? What's the line on that? And this is definitely something that we're figuring out in real time. Apple last month announced Apple Intelligence, which is very similar to a lot of the Google announcements today, where, for example, there's a feature that has Siri look everything on your screen and it can remember things. And we've seen companies like Microsoft announce that and then have to kind of take a step back because people were not interested. So I think that in terms of company trust, consumers definitely trust Apple the most with their privacy because of their track record. And then Google's probably a close second.
Pixel Screenshots analyzes the content of the image and makes it searchable, and it's all running privately on device.
That means that the AI is going to be running directly on the chip on the phone, and it doesn't have to ping to the cloud to get information. For some of the bigger questions, or like Gemini Live, that does run on the cloud, so you wouldn't want to say like personal confidential information in those chats. And then there's a lot of AI in relation to images. So one of the examples is Pixel Studio.
A first of its kind image generator. It's powered by an on-device diffusion model running on Tensor G4 and our Imagen 3 text-to-image model in the cloud.
And then there's AdMe, which is a really cool computational photography feature where if you want to take a photo with someone but you don't have a third party to take it for you, you both pose and then the phone will in post combine those two images. They had Jimmy Butler show this off at the keynote and it worked really well. But I actually think the feature that he would be most excited about is cardio load. This is a feature that's coming to the new Pixel Watch, and it's using AI and other machine learning technology to figure out how much you're using your heart, like your heart exertion level during exercise, to figure out if you're doing too much or too little, or if you're in a really good zone. And it will also help you craft a running routine or other types of fitness workouts. That's an incredible feature. I use wearable technology all of the time for my fitness. I cover it a lot on this channel, and so I'm really excited to see Google double down and not only provide 2 different watch sizes, but also a lot of new features for the Pixel Watch 3. And that video is currently in the works, so there will be day-in-life reviews of the Pixel Watch and of the Pixel 9. So if you like videos on tech in the real world, please subscribe, and thanks for watching this one. Bye.